Hi, I'm Lillian Walker, broker and equity maximization specialist in Huntington Beach, Newport Beach, and surrounding communities. And I had a question from a homeowner today that I wanted to address here because I think sometimes sellers aren't really aware of all their rights. And the seller said to me, because I told her I have an all cash buyer that's looking specifically in her particular tract to purchase in the next 30 days. And she said, well, I don't want to sign anything and then be forced to move out of my house and sell before I'm ready to. I want to, be able to sell on my own timetable and not be forced out of my house. And I said to her, well, everything is negotiable. And the reality is, it's your house. You own it. No one can force you out of your house prior to your agreeing to it. So the bottom line is when you put a real estate contract together, there are provisions that are put in there to protect the consumer. And the consumer is you. And just as the buyer has protections to protect them from purchasing a house that may not be of benefit to them, if you own the home and let's say you decide, I'm going to put my house on the market because I've got either just because I want to. You don't have to have any good reason for wanting to sell your home. This is America. This is the land of the free, and you can choose to sell for any reason whatsoever. Just as you have the ability and the right and the freedom to choose to sell whenever you want, you also have the freedom to change your mind. And you may sign an agreement that says, okay, I agree to sell this home for this term for yada, yada, yada. Now, obviously, if a home buyer put an offer on your home and they in good faith spent money on appraisal, home inspections, etc., and now you decide to back out and you decide, okay, I no longer want to sell my house. Now I have this new information that's affecting my life in such a manner that I can't sell my house and I don't want to sell it anymore. Well, needless to say, there isn't a judge in the land that's going to say, no, you have to sell the home because you're in this contract. Chances are what's going to happen is you probably have to reimburse that buyer for whatever expenses, which typically on a purchase, a buyer will pay between appraisal, home inspection, and a few other inspection reports. They'll probably spend about $1,000 on those reports to get them done. And those reports are only good for that transaction. It's not like that home inspection is good for any other house that they purchase, and the appraisal isn't good for any other house that they purchase. So basically, that money is down the toilet if you, as the homeowner, decide to cancel. So at worst, as a homeowner, you might be out the $1,000, but you won't be out of your house if you absolutely don't want to, or if you've changed your mind and now you decide, oh, in light of this new information that now I'm aware of, it might be a personal issue with your family. It could have something to do with taxes. It doesn't matter what the reason is. The point is, you're not going to be forced out of your home. I don't care what any realtor, what any agent says out there, you won't be forced out of your home. You are the legal owner of that house. And if you want to change your mind, you can. Now, of course, like I said, the honorable thing to do is to make sure that you reimburse that buyer so that they're not out those expenses. Of course, no one can give you back time, so they're out the time, as are you, but at least you take the sting out and you keep them from coming back after you for not fulfilling and for basically you're breaking the contract. Okay, so that's it. That's the bottom line. I encourage you to Google this information. I'm going to see if I can go ahead and get an interview from an attorney, and I'll post that a little bit later on where it will tell you basically that same information. You can break a contract just as you can make a contract because you're a principal to the contract as a buyer or a seller. You can break that contract, and many contracts are written with certain provisions that if XYZ happen, those are called contingencies, then both parties agree to move forward. If a buyer or a seller does not meet those provisions or those contingencies, then all bets are off. The contract doesn't move forward, and now no one is in breach of the contract. Okay? A good, experienced real estate broker or agent, or an agent who works on a team, who has a good broker, who has experience, will have the proper language to put into that contract to give safety to whichever side of the transaction they're protecting. And that's one thing I pride myself in. I make sure that I've done the due diligence to put provisions in the contract to protect the seller. Normally I'm representing sellers, but oftentimes I'm representing buyers too. And just so that you know, with the California Association of Realtors contracts, a buyer has a lot of protection when they put an offer on a home. For the first 17 days, by and large, they can back out for any one of half a dozen contingencies or more. I'll do a separate video on that. I just wanted to get this information out because I'm coming into contact with more sellers that have this issue, and I want to make sure that you have facts so that you can base your decision on facts and you can make the best informed choice for you and your family moving forward. Take care. Those are my grains of sand for you today, and I look forward to seeing you soon again. Make sure you circle back and check out clickhomesnow.com. You see that website address on the browser, whether you're looking at me here on clickhomesnow.com or my YouTube channel. Be sure to circle back around again, bookmark this website, and frequent our blog. If you have questions, comments, concerns, or complaints, give me feedback. I'd love to know what you're thinking. Thank you. Bye-bye.